We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
Alright guys, welcome to this preview or tactical preview of the Italy's Confederations Cup. Before I start off this video, 3 shoutouts. First, AC Milan MTL, check out his videos on the bottom. He makes great Milan videos, inspiration for me starting these videos. Calcio Guy, he made a great U21 video at Juventino who I actually get along with. It's rare that I didn't get along with Juventini. And the Red Card Weekly, this is actually for you guys, that's right. From the pits, the best team in Montreal, and yeah, let's get started with this video. The U21 is starting on Wednesday, June 5th. I can't wait. Forza Italia, high expectations from them. A mix of talents, of course. So yeah, I have high expectations for them. I also have high expectations for Italy's chances in the Confederations Cup. I'm gonna have to make this video quick because it's going to be a long video, and hopefully I can get everything in. Montolivo, it's a debate for me because my starting 11 was pretty easy to come up with, except for the trequartista role, because it was between Giovinco, Diamanti, and Montolivo, but I chose Diamanti. My starting 11 will be Marchetti, Abate, De Sciglio, Chiellini, Ogbonna, Pirlo, Marchisio, De Rossi, and Diamanti, and up front El Shaarawy, Balotelli. Now, what would be Prandelli's way of playing? Now, this is what I'm going to be showing you. I'm going to show you the starting 11, in my opinion, who's going to start, and how it's going to be played. Now, of course, we've seen Prandelli play with a 3-5-2, a 4-3-1-2, and a 4-3-3. Expect a 4-3-1-2, or you might expect a 4-3-3, seeing that there is Giaccherini, Cerci, Giovinco, El Shaarawy. So, you know, we could see an El Shaarawy, Cerci, Balotelli trident. We might see a Giovinco thrown in there. We might see a Giaccherini thrown in there. So, expect that. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a 4-3-1-2 or a 4-2-1-2. So, let's get started with this lineup. I'm just going to line them up our way. Of course, we got the goalie, our 4 defenders, our regista, our 2 center mids, our trequartista, our seconda punta, or prima punta. Now, when it comes to these, who's going to be start? Okay, of course, in nets we've got Buffon. Without any doubts, Buffon is going to be starting. You've got Abate, we've got Barzagli, we've got Chiellini, and in my opinion, De Sciglio will be starting on the left. Now, at the regista role, no doubt Pirlo, Marchisio, De Rossi, Montolivo, El Shaarawy, and Balotelli. Alright? No doubt about it. Sorry about that. Balotelli, right there. Alright. I know I'm not the best of handwriting, guys, but it is what it is. Now, how is Italy really going to be playing? Because it's very important to understand how they play. Because we play now a more offensive sort of way. We're more tactical when it comes to playing offensive instead of defensive. However, defensively speaking, we're still good, and I'll explain that later, how we do. But what we actually have to look at right now is the midfield, because right now, the midfield is the core of how we play. Okay, everything, the nucleus of this system is the midfield. Now, what happens exactly? There's a rotation going on. So you got a rotation going on either role. So you got Montolivo, who can come in and play that regista role, and Pirlo coming up to play that trequartista role, or you can have De Rossi coming back and playing that ball-winning midfielder role right in front of the defense. You can have Marchisio doing whatever job, attacking or defensively, because he's a box-to-box. He can do many things. So basically, the core of Italy's system is that diamond midfield, because what happens is everything comes from that midfield. Now, why it's so important is because we are so dependent on Pirlo. Pirlo is the most important player in our team. All right, so Pirlo is the regista, right? The regista who starts all the plays. So the system is simple. It's simple. all our plays start from the back, goes to Pirlo, Pirlo spreads the ball either goes to the fullbacks, which I'll explain now, or it could go to Montolivo. Montolivo creates plays for the strikers have to move around, they find open space, and they'll score goals. Now I'll explain this right away. All our plays start from the back, right? So you got Buffon here. Now Buffon is also influential, because what happens is Buffon is going to start his play from the back. Prandelli doesn't want long balls. He wants always the balls on the ground, short and sweet, so short passes. So what happens is, if you've never noticed, but Buffon never shoots the ball, rarely does. He'll always start the ball, he'll always pass the ball to either Chiellini or Barzagli, or to even the fullbacks. And what happens here is the fullbacks or the center defenders are going to pass the ball to Pirlo, because that's how it is. They must, and it's a must. Once the Buffon passes that ball, their job is to pass the ball to Pirlo. Now, once Pirlo gets that ball, right, you got the two fullbacks. The fullbacks can either go up, which they have to push up, and they must open up. And that includes the midfielders. Once Pirlo gets that ball, everyone, and I mean everyone, has to open up. Because what happens then is Pirlo is going to spread that ball around. That's what Pirlo does. He creates the plays from the back. He is the guy who does, he sets the tone of the play. He creates the play for you. He'll set up the ball. So you have to open up, of course. So what Pirlo can do is he can either pass the ball to the fullbacks who are pushing up. He can either pass the ball to the midfielders or to Montolivo if Montolivo opens up too. Now let's say he passes the ball to the fullbacks. What the fullbacks have to do is they have to go up and either cross in the ball or make a pass for Balotelli, or of course even to El Shaarawy. So once they cross in the ball, that's their job. Now another thing they could do is they can even pass the ball to Montolivo. Now, point being is also they can, if Pirlo passes the ball to the midfielders, it is the midfielders' job to either pass it to the fullbacks or to Montolivo. Now, the essential way is to actually pass it to Montolivo, because what happens here is once Montolivo gets the ball, he's the trequartist. He is the guy who's going to create plays for the strikers. So you expect Montolivo to create plays for Balotelli and El Shaarawy. Also, Montolivo could pass the ball to El Shaarawy, to De Chilio and Abate, who are going to go up and cross in the ball or do whatever they have to do. Now, you got our two strikers, El Shaarawy and Balotelli. Let's start off with Balotelli because he's more simple. Balotelli's job is simple. He is there to find open space, to create space, to be at the right place at the right time to score goals. So you expect Balotelli to find open space, to move around in the box, you know, as I said, to score goals. So once he gets the ball, he'll take a shot, he'll do the header, he'll do what he has to do. Then you got El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy is a different player, because we know El Shaarawy is a winger, but he can play as a sport striker, he can play as an attacking midfielder, he can do whatever. But his main role is a winger. We know that. Now, what I would do here is I would give El Shaarawy a free role. Simply a free roll. So you let El Shaarawy do whatever he wants. So if he wants to go up, he goes up. If he wants to go on the wing, he goes on the wing. If he wants to cut in the box, he cuts in the box. If he wants to take on his man, and you know, because what happens is if he takes on his man, right, and he dribbles past his man, his defender's cancelled out, and that gives more space for El Shaarawy and Balotelli. So what happens is you give El Shaarawy more space. You make El Shaarawy do what he wants. So if he either wants to create plays for Balotelli, if he wants to make a run, if he wants to take a shot, if he wants to, you know, go on the wing and cut in, or if he wants to let El Shaarawy do what he has to do, because he can do it all. He'll win you the penalties. He'll win you the fouls. He'll create the play for you. He'll make the run for you. He'll make the movement for you. So El Shaarawy is very essential. You gave El Shaarawy that free roll, and that's what I'm hoping Prandelli will do. Now, when it comes to playing at the back, because this is offensively speaking, at the back, of course, you expect Abate and De Chilio to track back. You expect, so you would have Barzagli, Chiellini, sorry about that, De Chilio. Now, you're also going to have El Shaarawy who likes to track back, because El Shaarawy is someone who works hard, so he likes to track up and down. So you're going to have El Shaarawy coming back, you're going to have De Rossi who's going to come in to replace Pirlo in the back, so it's going to turn into a 5-for-1 diamond, basically. You're going to have 5 guys at the back, you're going to have still that diamond midfield going on, and that one striker up front. That's how Italy play, that is how we play. I hope we do good. I'll be in Italy watching the Confed, so, you know, I'll be watching Mexico, Brazil, Japan. If they make it through, I'll be watching the other games as well. So, expect more video, guys. Thanks for watching. This is my first video. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, not the best of quality, but you know, it is what it is. This is how it plays. Hopefully this was, sorry for rushing, I have to rush because I don't have that much time. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.